And we will extract for him, we will bring out for him on the day of resurrection a book, يَلْقَاهُ, that he will come into contact with. Usually laqiya comes from meeting people. Okay? But he'll come to meet a book. What's this? I'm being introduced to this book. And this book talks. يَلْقَاهُ manshura. And manshur from nashara. Nashara means to spread out. Manshur, it's spread out. This is a huge book. The pages keep busting out more and more and more and more. It's a huge record of his own deeds. In other words, Allah says, just because you had one use the term tough luck in your life, that doesn't allow you to do whatever behavior you want. Oh, I just had a tough life, that's why I am the way I am. No. Everybody has their problems and that's pre-declared. But your behavior is your behavior and you will see your book. You'll be responsible. You won't be able to justify your misdoings on account of, I had a lot of problems in life. My brother didn't love me. And, I lost my job and I live in a tough neighborhood, and you can't use those. You won't be able to. Iqra' kitabak. Then the commandment is given Judgment Day. Read your own book. This, by the way, in the previous ayah, yalqahu, he meets a book, like he doesn't know it, and it was nakira. Like, I don't know what this is. And then he's told, oh, you don't know what this is? This is your book. Iqra' kitab, now you know what this is. Kafa bi nafsika al-yawma alayka hasiba. You yourself are enough today as an auditor against yourself. You are enough to take the full account. All you have to do is read. Man ihtada. They do this in court nowadays. When they want to commit or prove the guilt of a criminal, they'll print out his email, the lawyer, and the prosecution attorney will print out his email and he'll hand it to the accused. And he'll say, could you read line 3, please? You're like, really, you want me to read this? Yes, read it. I will kill you. Read your own book. You wrote it. This is yours. مَنِ اهْتَدَى فَإِنَّمَا يَهْتَدِي لِنَفْسِهِ. Whoever holds on to guidance, he only does so for himself. What does Allah already mention that's similar to this? In أَحْسَنْتُمْ لِأَنفُسِكُمْ. If you're going to excel, you're only going to excel for yourselves. Now Allah says, if you're going to hold on to guidance, it's not going to be for anybody else. وَمَنْ ضَلَّ. And whoever gets lost, فَإِنَّمَا يَضِلُّ عَلَيْهَا. Then he's only getting lost against his own self, to his own harm, to his own disadvantage. وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Underline this phrase. وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. And no carrier of burdens. Wizr. Wizr is a burden that you walk around with. You ever seen a straddler, somebody just hit the road, they left their home and they're just never stopped walking, and they hitchhike or whatever? What kind of bags do they have? Nowadays a backpack. Back in the day, what did they have, If you've seen any old cartoons, you would know. They have a stick, they have a sheet, they put all their stuff in the sheet, they wrap it up on a stick, and they walk around. When you pack your bags in a sheet, when you pack your stuff in a sheet, and you walk around with it, that's actually called wizr. That's the word wizr. Meaning this is your stuff. You can't let go of it, this is your stuff, you gotta walk around with it. Allah describes your deeds as something you gotta walk around with, like a bag you're holding. So Allah says, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ. And by the way, there's a couple other things. أَوْزَرَ, the if'al form of the verb, أَوْزَرَ means to conceal, to hide. Like the materials are concealed inside the cloth. What you got in there? Well, stuff. So what is Allah telling us? The deeds that you have done, you're walking around with them, and even though you're walking around with them, they're still concealed, they're hidden. Then there's the word wazr. Wazr actually means a place to hide in a mountain. Wazr implies a place to hide in a mountain. And it's used with awzara, with respect to awzara, because Arabs, they didn't have storage places like we do nowadays. So how would they hide their stuff? If they want to walk around with it, they have to find some corner hole somewhere in a mountain and stick it in there and then put a rock on top of it. And then maybe somehow find a way to remembering this was the rock, then I come back and pick up my stuff. Right? The idea behind it is deeds or things that you have to carry that also you do your best to what? You do your best to hide. That's wizr. وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ. And no one will be carrying, no carrier of burdens, wazir, no carrier of a single burden is going to be carrying the load of anybody else. No one will take responsibility for anybody. لَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ. And before I get to وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ, a universal value of وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى, these are bits of Quranic wisdom you can use in daily conversation too. Kids fight all the time at home. One comes, she hit me, so I hit her 3 times. This one says, I didn't do my homework. Why didn't you do your homework? Because Api didn't do her homework. She didn't get homework today. You know what I have to say? وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Nobody carries the burden of another. You're responsible for yourself. They're responsible for themselves. Why are you late? Well, everybody else was late. Actually, لَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. Okay? وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ. And we would never ever destroy. We would never punish, torture. حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. Until we would appoint a messenger. In other words, every nation that was destroyed must have had a messenger. And this was the way of making you responsible. Messengers didn't come to carry your burden. Messengers came to make sure you understand your burden. There's a difference. The Jews thought the messengers have come to make us special. They'll carry the burden. We're free to go. The Christians thought Isa a.s. came and he's going to carry our burden. We're free to go. Allah says no. The whole point of messengers is that you really now understand your burden. And after clearly understanding it, you still don't carry it. Now you get destroyed. We would never ever destroy until we sent a messenger, until we appointed a messenger. وَإِذَا أَرَدْنَا